Bloop! Hopefully it's all in sync and I don't have to fix it in editing. But anyway, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Scythe, and Tigron. Back again for another vlog type video thingamabob. Here to admit that I am the bearded man. Ooh, let me tug on it, yes. I need a shave. Yes, I do. Anyway, how's everybody doing? You know, lately things feel a little bit detached to me. This could just be me personally, but I just wanted to make this video to kind of catch up with everybody, let you all know what's going on, and you know, that I'm still alive even though my videos are going up, so you kind of think I am anyway, right? I don't know what that means. But, okay, so first of all, the biggest thing to point out is you may have noticed that this week there's been a lot of video content on my channel this week. And I'm just saying to everybody that, like, I don't know if it's a good thing. I don't know if people are into it. But either way, just me personally, I think, you know, like, I'm struggling between the lines of, okay, I have Gothic is finished. I finished recording it. I have it all set up to go where I can actually put it out pretty much every day until Risen 3 is out. Now, unfortunately, because it's actually taken me this long to make Gothic a regular series, it's not very popular. So, I guess I'm kind of like stuck between, like, that's why it's like, for this week I kind of started putting up two other more popular series, or at least I thought they'd be more popular. I don't know. I'm not saying that I'm doing it for the popularity. On the contrary, I'm actually saying right here, right now, that next week, like this whole 3 video a day thing, it's reminding me of way back when I was doing this stuff. And it's just too much, you know. I gotta slow it down. I gotta bring the videos back, you know. Just not only for my own sake, but just as far as I feel anyways, is that it's a bit too much for subscribers to keep up with, especially a lot more of my regular fans and stuff like that, you know, because I know there's some people out there that watch, like, or at least try to watch all my videos, and it's like when I'm putting out this much, it's a bit much, okay, you know? Especially, I know that I'm not the only person anyone's ever subscribed to or anything, so there are alternative videos out there. And, you know, it's just how it is, right? But anyway, gonna be slowing down with the content next week. Back down to 2 videos a day. Gothic is included in that roster of 2 videos. So, that said, because we're focusing on Gothic a lot more right now, you're probably not going to see, see, that's where the fine line kind of gets drawn for me, and it's a little bit difficult for me, because it's like, I know there's fans of Minecraft, I know there's fans of Turok 2, and if I wait too long for either of those, the regulars are going to go away, you know? So it's kind of a tough call between which series I should upload within 1 week, because, you know, let's face it, if I'm uploading Gothic every day, then that's only, what, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That's 5 days, 5 extra videos. And one of them, so far anyway, has been a regular of Lego Hobbit. Because, you know, we gotta kind of get that one done and out of the way so that when the next Lego Batman comes out, although I think it's a little further along the lines, I don't know. I've also talked about the newer series that I'm going to start. Of course, it's going to be Risen 3, and when the Metro Redux comes out, I'm going to be going through both of those games. That's going to be a lot of fun for me. Also, another thing, too, is, like, just in general, it's like right now, what are the other ones? Like, as far as me just sitting here and stuff, like, it's like with all the behind the scenes stuff, we've actually, like, my brother and I have finished Super Mario 3D World, or whatever that game's called. We'll probably have to do a couple extra videos just because enough people have been requesting the special levels. Also, I want to say officially right here, we've actually started recording for the Mario 64 Co-op 120 Star Challenge. We had originally planned, like, we were going to do it as kind of a surprise, right? Where we were planning on making 1 star equals 1 episode, and they were going to be micro episodes, much like the Mario Kart series, where that way we could actually have Mario 64 Co-op out every day. But personally, me and my brother, like Johnny Captain Napkin, after discussing it a little bit, like we actually recorded quite a few episodes already, and we're just gonna scrap that and just start from the beginning again because it just wasn't right, you know? It's like when we were doing the micro videos, it has a different feel to it, and we play a lot faster, and it's like some of the videos were ending up being only like a minute, so it's like, is that really worth it being a daily series if the content isn't as focused, you know? I mean, who knows? Maybe we've already lost the edge. Maybe, you know, like maybe by the time the 120 star challenge comes out, no one's going to care anymore, cuz I know it took us quite a while to actually get to it, but hey, whatever. Broforce, by the way, I want to mention this, that I actually finally got a response to them. They like the way it is right now with how YouTube is treating YouTubers, or at least smaller time channels. I'm sure other big time channels don't deal with any of this stuff. Also, I'm not partnered. I don't plan on being partnered, at least until I'm in a position where I have a little bit of leeway where I can say, no, that's not good enough, I want this, you know, and stuff like that. But otherwise, right now, I don't have any pull. So it's like, they just want to sign me up for the minimum fee and just screw me over, right? But it's like, so with the way YouTube is right now, it's like pretty much the way that we're having to approach more like new Let's Play series and stuff like that is, can it monetize? And even then, it's not going to. Like, I've already discussed this before, and I don't want to get into it because otherwise I could just keep going on and on. But it's like right now, like for the past like 3 or 4 weeks, it's probably actually been a month by now, I've only monetized, that is to say, put ads on 2 or 3 Gothic videos. Otherwise, everything else from a month ago is still sitting there in review or just not going through. Like, it's like YouTube has really just lost it, you know? I don't know what's going on. And I still do hope that it can resolve itself. But personally, I can't wait anymore. And that's kind of why this week was really busy for uploads and stuff like that. Because it was kind of my, screw you, YouTube. You're not going to push me into a corner. I'm going to keep putting out my content as regularly as I damn well like. Even if it means that I'm, you know, not making much money from it, if any. I mean, I'm still making money off of all my older videos before this weird error came up. So that's good. And I'm not trying to talk about it just being all about the money or anything like that. I'm just trying to get my point across. And so anyway, it's more of a screw you to YouTube, not so much to like people's requests and stuff like that. But it's like, if the series isn't getting monetized, unless it's like huge popular demand like the 120 star challenge, that one's not going to monetize at all, but we're going to do it anyway because that's what the fans want. Now, for something like Broforce, you know, it's enough people are requesting it, but not enough that we would be like, okay, we have to do this, you know? But today, I actually, like a couple days ago, I ended up emailing like their contact support, and I asked them, hey, what do you guys think about me monetizing these videos? I want to do a series of this game, and they said, go right ahead. So that's pretty much like getting a green light for that series. So as soon as we get the chance, my brother and I are definitely going to do a full series of Broforce. You know, we've got some pretty funny things planned, you know. As Boiling Action always says, like, it's like, you know, one of the things that steadily is becoming, I guess, a bit of my trademark is that we try to dress like the game characters and stuff like that. I mean, can't dress like all of them, unfortunately, right? But Johnny, my brother, and I have got like some pretty funny ideas for Broforce, because we're just gonna be like in headbands and muscle shirts, just manly men, just, you know, like, rah, you know, it's gonna be a lot of fun, and I think everyone's really going to enjoy it, you know? Not to mention just the way that game plays. It plays to all of our strengths. It plays to our commentating styles' strength, where we like to just go and screw it and get out of the way, you know? Which doesn't work for most games, but we still do it anyway because that's just how we play. I mean, if there's anything doing Let's Plays has done, is it's kind of like, it's taught us to be patient while recording a series rather than trying to rush through it. But the games themselves, we kind of just like going through them. No perfectionist attitude, you know, like don't bother getting all the collectibles and stuff like that. Otherwise, it could just take all day and blah, blah, blah. But for something like the 120 star challenge, that's going to be fun because, I mean, it's Mario 64, man. Who doesn't know how to get all the 120 stars, right? And, I mean, I'm sure we'll struggle with a couple of them. Another thing, too, you may or may not have noticed, if you're sitting there thinking to yourself that I sound slightly different, then you got good ears, I guess, or you've been around long enough to actually know how I regularly sound. I am actually using an AT2020 USB mic that I ordered a couple weeks ago, and it just arrived like, well, 2 days ago now, I think? By the time this video's out, it might be 3 days, I'm not exactly sure. But when I put up the Shadow Warrior video, which kind of turned into a first look, even though it was mainly just to test out the mic itself, I mean, I've been listening to myself for like well over a year and a half now. Maybe I've been commentating for 2 years. I don't know, but I noticed a difference right away. Like with this mic, it's a lot crisper, a lot cleaner. I notice also when I do screaming and stuff like that, the clipping is a lot more obvious. That also could be because I'm still getting the settings right for it. But another thing, too, that I think is either, one, it doesn't handle clipping as well, or the alternative option is that clipping has always sounded like that, and this mic is just makes it a lot more obvious because it's a lot cleaner in the signal and stuff like that, you know? So, pretty cool. I mean, overall, it's an Audio-Technica. And my dad ended up actually telling me that the old mic, the condenser mic, which was like an Apex 450 or 440 or something, I don't know, it's up on the shelf, I don't have it right now, but turns out that one was an Audio-Technica as well. So this mic, straight up, like it's very familiar to me. It's very much what I've already been using this whole time, except it's newer. So that's why it kind of just has a little bit more of a punch to it and stuff like that, you know? Now, as far as other news goes, because, you know, I want to kind of use this opportunity to talk about some things that have been going on, but I didn't really write anything down. Skyrim, that's been going good. Everyone's been very supportive during the live streams and stuff. I'm really glad that everyone's been able to come out to that. As far as series go, like, just on my channel in general, like, it's like I know I keep talking about downsizing, and it is getting to that point. I am downsizing. It's just, it's a bit tricky. Like, it's like right now I'm in the habit of finishing what I started, you know, and that's kind of my mentality towards it and stuff like that. But the way that YouTube is going these days, I think that my channel is eventually, it's not there yet, but it's moving in the direction where eventually it'll be like we'll start a series of something, and then as soon as the next fun, cool thing comes out, we'll probably just cancel that and move on to the next one, because otherwise, right now, we're kind of stick it to the end type of thing, and then you see what happens is then we end up finishing the Lego Hobbit. So what do we do then? Because we're not going to sit there on our butts doing nothing the whole time. So we end up starting another series, 3D Mario World. But that ends up, you know, we end up finishing recording that one. So we got to end up recording something else. Broforce is going to start anytime now. And, you know, the tricky part is the fact that these series I have to, like, for something like Broforce, it's like we have to kind of have that series start right away. Because otherwise, like, it has to stay relevant, you know? Because otherwise, older games, you're only going to get fans of that game, rather than newer viewers are generally come from, like, more modern games and games that just came out and stuff like that. I've also been thinking about it personally, and I kind of want to start doing a little bit more Freaky Friday stuff. I think things are a little bit more organized for me personally, and with the new computer and everything like that, that I can actually start some of that. So now I have to go and find some horror games. I've got quite a few suggestions. Yes, I do. And yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. I want to try and push it to get some of those scary horror type videos out, you know, especially now that my computer's going to be a lot more stable with whatever games are running. But when it comes to horror games, I mean, here's something I'm going to ramble on about a little bit, everybody. When it comes to horror games, I'm very particular about it. Most games, like there's, the Slender game and stuff like that, I don't like those games. I generally don't think they're scary. I mean, you get scared playing them, but I wouldn't call them a horror game. It's not like it's like veering terror or your heart's beating or something like that. It's like games like that and Outcast, at least as far as the early game in Outcast, because I'm not sure what happens in the later game. Maybe you get a gun or something. But it's like these games kind of force you into the position of being afraid rather than being like genuinely like because you can't fight back. It's like the only way to play the game is to run. So it kind of forces you to be afraid rather than genuine scares and stuff like that, where it's like the type of games that I like. That's why I think Dead Space is like my favorite all-time horror game, is because you can fight back. It's got aliens, which is always a huge plus for me. I don't care about zombies. I don't care that they're zombie aliens, but they're aliens, so that just wins for me. I love sci-fi and stuff like that, and I just think creatures are always the way to go. I don't care for zombies. I don't really find them that scary. I like things that are really like freaky weird, like Silent Hill creatures. Those are great. The Silent Hill games are great, actually, because I grew up with like Resident Evil and Silent Hill. I never really was a fan of them, but I still was able to look at them and go, that's a scary game, as opposed to all the games nowadays where it's like, you're going into this area and you gotta collect these notes, but every note you collect ends up having a creature coming at you more and more, or some crap like that, right? Or heavily scripted events and stuff like that, which can be good, but it's like with games like Dead Space, it's like you can fight back and you're still scared, Like, you can have, and one of the things that I just love about the Dead Space game, and this is gonna be my last little rant about it because I'm not trying to sell people on it, but it's like the one thing that I really liked about it was, besides, like, I was actually very surprised that they did this, but besides having like an enemy sitting on the ground and he kind of waits to jump scare you, I would always shoot first and kill them, but like I never fell for that gag. But it's like generally in horror games they like to reuse a lot of the same I guess I'll call them gags, because that's kind of what it is, right? It's like a comedy routine, and it's using the same joke over and over. It gets tiresome, you get, fatigued, and it just is like, who cares, It's boring. And it's like, with games like Dead Space, I was actually genuinely surprised that throughout the entire experience, they barely ever reused the same scares. It was always something new, always introducing a new enemy, always introducing a new situation, or a boss out of nowhere, or something like that, or, new gameplay elements and stuff, and it was very well designed, actually, I must say. Now, another thing, too, that I want to mention is, for right now, like, somebody... Sorry, I can't quote the name. I don't really have it handy right now. But someone ended up posting on our Dungeon Siege video, which, for those that don't know, me and my brother ended up doing one Dungeon Siege video because the game kept crashing and stuff like that. And anyway, someone posted a comment about like a couple of things that may end up fixing it. So you may, I'm not promising anything, but you may end up seeing us do a series of Dungeon Siege. After all, I really do hope that it works. I mean, I gotta find time to do it, but I hope it works because actually my brother and I have really been craving playing like a good old RPG, like with all the Mario popularity and stuff like that, we've been playing games that are a lot quicker, fast-paced, or at least allow us to be fast-paced, even if we end up crashing and burning over and over, right? And with that comes a certain commentative style, because it's like, we like to go in those types of games, and then our energy gets jacked up and we get really excited and stuff like that. But then there's other games like Gothic, Dungeon Siege, even Minecraft, stuff like that, where it's like they're slower games, so they kind of require us to, we pull back a little bit and we kind of just, it's a more relaxing experience rather than like, I mean, we're still on stage and we're still just goofing off and stuff like that, but it's like, honestly, when we played Dungeon Siege for that first episode, we actually recorded 2 or 3 episodes after, but they kept crashing, and the files would get corrupt, so that sucked. But otherwise, we were actually having a really good time playing that game, you know? It's been a very long time since we ended up playing like a hardcore RPG like that. So that's another reason I'm genuinely really excited for Risen 3. But, you know, we're looking for something co-op. We keep talking about like maybe doing Fable 3, but that's not really like, the gameplay is very limited and almost everything's barrierized. I don't know. Fable 3 was the worst out of all the Fables. Fable 1 was the best. Fable 2 was cool, but the whole mercenary guy was kind of weird. And then Fable 3, I mean, come on, man. You would max out your strength and magic and stuff, and your character didn't even change. I'll skip, like, I'll settle for deleting cutscenes if it means that they're going to keep the elements of, oh, you maxed out your strength, your guy's a Hulk now, and stuff like that, you know? Because that's what they took it out for. They took out all those RPG elements and stuff like that, and character customization overall, besides, like, hats and stuff, because then it was easier for them to render the cutscenes and stuff like that, right? Because how would they have figured out, like, how would they have calculated your character? It's like if he's huge and, the camera's angle is like right down here and just looking at his chest and stuff, which I think would have actually added to it and been hilarious. But hey, whatever. They were trying to tell some weird story. But yeah, so I guess that's pretty much it as far as news and everything is concerned. I just wanted to kind of include this. I wanted to have this video to kind of talk about things, because at least for me personally, it's like when I'm doing the Let's Plays and stuff like that, I've learned not to talk about things that are relevant, because sometimes I'll record an episode and maybe it doesn't get uploaded until next week or the week after. And by that time, the news that I would have been talking about is old as hell, and it just kind of defeats the whole purpose, right? So I've gotten in the habit of not talking about things that are relevant other than the game itself, and that's what I still use these videos for, because way back when I did my first video kind of these where I was sitting in front of the camera and kind of all decked out and stuff, and I was talking about where I come from, what's going on, what type of guy I am and stuff like that, and it was received extremely well. So since then I've kept these up. I did do the Scythe news every week, and it was good, but it's like, I kind of like these ones more. Like, I'm kind of starting to take a more like laid back approach to what I do with my channel and stuff like that. I think even like as far as the weekly schedule is concerned, I may end up dumping that as well. I know that people appreciate knowing what's actually coming out for the week and stuff like that, but I'm just personally finding that it limits me, because maybe I feel like Minecraft should go up today, but it's not in the schedule, right? So it kind of defeats the purpose, and then it's like, oh, well, now I can't upload it, and I can only upload these videos, and yada, yada, yada. I still think that it's good to have the calendar and the upload schedule, though, because I want to keep everybody informed about what's actually going on and stuff like that. But I think maybe next week, maybe the week after, I'll probably end up cutting that, at least for a little bit, kind of see what happens, kind of see if it ends up picking up a lot better or not. Because, yeah, I want to be able to, like, I love what I do, and I get very addicted to what I do, like commentating and stuff like that. But it's like, how would I put it? It's like sometimes it feels a little too robotic to me, Like, it's like, personally, what I would love to do, except that's just not going to happen because the way the world works and stuff, I would love to actually change my schedule completely so that it wasn't even on a 7-day schedule, or 7 days a week schedule is what I mean. Like, if it wasn't on a weekly schedule, so maybe it would be like a custom schedule where maybe there's 8 days in my upload week. Maybe there's 10 days in a week, stuff like that, where it's like it wouldn't take as long to get certain videos out, because overall I would be working on my own custom weird week type thing. So it's like, for example, Monday wouldn't be only dedicated to Mario and stuff like that. It could be anything, You know, kind of just what it feels like. And I think eventually I will end up moving in that direction. I mean, even right now, like the only reason Monday is still Mario and stuff, and I know this week we've been uploading quite a bit of Mario, but it's like right now the way that it stands is the Mario series came out of Monday Multiplayer Midnight Madness Montage, which even that, I think we're actually probably going to start doing some more random multiplayer videos again because, you know, now that the Mario series is starting to come down, it's coming to an end, you know, we actually, unfortunately, I will announce, ended up stopping Mario X. We did record one episode, so that's going to be going up next Monday, but that's going to be the last episode of Super Mario Bros. X, simply because the game just keeps crashing on us now. Like, it seems to be even more unstable on my new computer than it was before, right? And it's disappointing, but whatever, man. I mean, you know, we can't just keep dealing with those crashes and stuff like that. 3D World is still going to take a little while to get, like, till it's finished. I think it goes up to, like, 16 or 17 episodes once it's actually finished. And other than that, you know, we will end up doing probably those touchpad levels in that game and the special levels because enough people are requesting it. Other than that, I mean... Oh, another thing I wanted to mention, too, was Landmark. Boy, did that one flop, didn't it? You know, like, I still think that the game has enormous potential, and I'm very much looking forward to EverQuest Next, but holy crap, like, of course it would take the grandfathers of MMOs to come up with a game about resource gathering where it takes 5 hours to do anything, and there's nothing to the game, you know? Like... And even the fact that the biggest thing that I can't stand about the game is that it actually, like, in order to grab a plot so that we could end up building a house or something cool, which I still never did, probably never will, but it requires, like, 300 copper in-game, and it's like, I can't, like, straight up, I cannot be bothered to... Oh, I gotta go and get my rent today, you know? Like, it's like, it's a video game. No, I'm not gonna do that. You know? What happened to games being out there just for fun, you know? Indie games seem to be taking it in that regard, though. But, man alive, it's getting frustrating that everything is early access now. Like, it's like, most of these indie developers, besides the ones that are actually passionate about what they do, it seems like they just see the paycheck, put it out there, and that's it, you know? It's like Cube World was one of those games where, well, I guess you can't, like, I wouldn't say that the Cube World guy is, like, out for the money, but he clearly didn't capitalize when he could have. Like, I don't know, it's just weird. But anyway, now I'm just rambling on about stuff, and I'm actually noticing this video is almost half an hour, which is kind of what I figured was going to happen anyway. But I just wanted to do this video, kind of include everybody on what's going on, what's the haps, Jack, you know. And I hope that everyone's been doing wonderfully, you know. A lot of my more hardcore friends, subscribers, fans, friends, stuff, it's just been like, a lot of people have been saying, like, I guess it's a very busy time of year, you know? I mean, I'm still not sure how YouTube and all of its, like, Q1 to Q4 works as far as a uploader and commentator and stuff like that. Like, I don't know whether or not, like, it's like, oh, it's summer right now, so I should really slow down and relax on my content and then jack it back up for the holidays or something. I don't know any of that stuff yet. I will end up learning it just by doing, but as for right now, I don't know. I just kind of wing it and do what I feel like, you know? But anyway, I could just ramble on and on. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. I really do appreciate it. I really do appreciate the love and support that everyone has been giving me throughout my YouTube career, and I really do hope that someday... Well, not even hope. I really do believe that someday I could actually end up doing this for a living. And I'm not looking to be one of the big guys out there, but that would be pretty darn cool, you know? Especially when so many of them are just so mentally unstable. I don't want to get into that negative crap, though. So anyway, thanks so much for watching, everybody. Have a fantastic day, you fine, beautiful people. You sayonara and stay epic, as always.